Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brendan, and this is the Down Now Podcast. I am your host, and I said that backwards. Today I'm joined by Stefan and Hunter. Hopefully you know them. We're goddamn near 15 episodes in or something.
No, we're not. It's like 5.
It's like 10.
It's felt like 15.
Yeah, probably for Stefan, because he's done them twice. He's done it, he's talked through it, and then edited it.
Yeah,
funny.
just double
double the
it,
podcast, yeah. And today we'll be talking about just some little stuff, and then probably I'd probably say the now most controversial Game of Thrones episode ever.
Yes.
So I guess we'll get some news out of the way.
Wait, how did Keemstar say it? Like, in time for the news.
Yeah,
Was
I
it
think
like
that's
that?
about
What he
it.
does?
I don't know. All I know from his, I'm fast as fuck, boy. You don't even know how fast I really am. He's a big meme.
And Hunter's internet shit, so he might be sounding like garbage at points.
Or he
I
might
wasn't
just
gonna
leave.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wasn't gonna say anything, but it kind of shit before, like right after you said our names, and I didn't hear anything after that. So, you know, if at some point you guys ask me to say something and it's just I don't say anything,
Assume he's
That's
dead.
why.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we'll start out with some news. Since the last time we talked was Saturday night, and it is now
What,
May
us?
2nd. Yeah.
Or the last time they heard us.
No, the last time we talked. It is now May 2nd.
Yeah.
And, some people died. You know, rest in peace. John Singleton, he did Boys in the Hood, Too Fast, Too Furious, and I forgot the other movie
Best
I was
one.
going to say. No, dude, Tokyo Drift's the best one. Get out of here.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
That's
that
my
one
favorite.
I forgot that one was a movie.
I love
What?
the cardboard cutout who drives the cars in that movie.
Who is that?
I don't know, but he's in, like, goddamn near... Like, you'll see him and you're like, generic white dude, where have I seen you before?
Exactly. Yeah.
He's probably in
I do know.
CSI Miami or something.
No, he is. He's in New Orleans. He's in
See,
New
that's
Orleans.
what I guess.
He's
I
also...
took it. I'm like, that guy's probably in CSI.
He's in
an actor.
Legion. If you
Okay,
remember
that's a
that
big
movie.
show.
No, not the
it's
show.
a movie.
The movie.
Oh
Remember
yeah,
the one
that's
with
right.
the
Legion
house-
with Daniel
yeah.
Craig.
With the
Nope.
angels?
Is
Yes,
that not Daniel Craig?
That's not Daniel Craig.
Who is it? It's some
Vision.
other
It's
Daniel Craig
Vision.
looking-
No, it's Vision.
Paul Bettany, you're right.
I get that movie mixed up with Priest. Do you guys remember Priest?
Nope.
That action movie?
Oh, dude, I love Priest.
Yeah, I get those
There,
two mixed
I
up.
have like 6, like, because I didn't grow up in the DVD. Neither did we don't usually buy DVDs, but I have like 6, like, very mediocre 5 out of 10 action movies I used to watch. Well, to be fair, one of them is Book of Eli, and I really love
that's
that
a good movie.
It's a good movie,
I
yeah.
love
Yeah, but
That's
the
fine.
rest of them are super mediocre. Like Terminator
me-
Salvation.
Let me guess.
Oh yeah, you can try.
Do you have The Sorcerer's Apprentice?
Mm-mm. No.
Is that the Nicolas Cage?
No,
Do you have
Nicolas
Drive
Cage.
Angry?
My dad doesn't like Nicolas Cage.
Okay, so you don't have Drive Angry.
No. I wasn't allowed to
Um,
watch Nicolas Cage because he only made 2 good films, and they were National Treasure, and recently Mandy.
Yeah, okay. Let me
The
see
other
if
one
I-
was Battle for Los Angeles.
Oh, that's terrible.
Battle for Los
Oh.
Angeles? Get out of here,
Dude,
Stefan.
here's the thing though, is like me and Hunter saw that in theaters. That
We
movie
did.
was great.
It was fucking awesome.
I haven't seen it in 12 years or so.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Since
watching-
08.
Dude, I remember like we watched that movie, went over to your house, and the video game released like the same day. And I remember you bought it.
I
And we
played it.
played through the...
I was on my Xbox the other day, and I was like, hey, what's this game? I remember this movie. Dude, I've never played a game with such terrible controls.
Dude, I remember I was watching you play it, and then I fell asleep, and then I woke up, and you're like, hey, I finished the game.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, no, one of the crouch buttons, I think, is the right bumper. And the
Yeah.
reload was left bumper. It was a weird game. But yeah, that movie's. I'd call it mediocre. Most people will hate on it.
The trailer for that movie, though, was so damn good.
Yeah.
You remember that? It was so ominous, and that's when I came in thinking it would be, and instead it was just like, I don't know, generic action.
Yeah, it was pretty like. I bet you the pitch went something like this: Black Hawk Down and aliens.
With aliens.
All right, so that's off topic.
Welcome to the show.
the off topic podcast. That's probably something. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. So also Chewbacca actor, the Chewbacca actor died. Peter Matthew, rest in peace. That's all I can say because I didn't know him.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to get upset about any of these.
It sucks,
people.
but I feel bad that John Singleton's dead. Like, I wish he made more movies like Boys in the Hood and shit. But, you know, shit happens. Although, he was super young. He was only, like, 50.
I guess that makes it more tragic when they die, like, super young, but...
Yeah. Especially for a director. Like, a lot of directors live to be, like, goddamn near 90, and they make some of their best work when they're, like, 80.
So there was an actor that died recently in his 80s. Yeah. Everyone was upset about it, and I was like, that's a pretty good age to die at.
70?
I think it was he was 80 years old. I can't remember. But I think, though, there comes a point where it's hard for me to get sad for people, actors and famous citizens.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Because you're like, you don't really know how they died.
No.
Although, that guy looks familiar. Luke Perry?
Oh, yeah, that was one.
Yeah, that was the one. That was the one because everyone was crying because they were 90 kids. Yeah, they were not. Yeah, he died young. 50 is too young.
His last movie is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh. Cool.
Just a little fun fact.
You think they'll have a in remembrance of before the movie starts?
Probably not.
I don't know. That doesn't seem like a Quentin Tarantino kind of thing. No. You know what I mean?
If anything, he's going to kill Luke Perry in the movie. And they're going to keep it.
That'd be funny. We're back. Here's Hunter. Sonic.
So what do we want to talk about? Just all things Sonic?
We all saw the trailer. It looks like ass.
Sonic
What's new?
So Sonic is a game that came out in 1991 on the Sega Genesis. Oh, that's one cool thing is that, like, in the trailer, one of the things is, like, every hero has a Genesis. And I was like, oh, because it came out on the Sega Genesis.
I just got that reference right when you described it. Holy shit.
When I said it?
Yeah.
Dude, I got it immediately.
I hate
that. Seems like a strange word to use. I was like, okay.
Why are they using Genesis?
Dude, all I remember is they were playing A Gangster's Paradise, and it was the most... Like, I've never seen a trailer with the most awfully placed music.
Take that back, you son of
Gangster's
a bitch.
Paradise. It's Sonic, dude. What does a gangster have to do with Sonic?
Sonic's gangster, dude. And
Sonic is not gangster.
I love the way that, like, the first line that they ever say is "Gotta go fast." I was like, "Oh yes, they have it."
I'm surprised they didn't have a Shadow movie.
A Shadow is gonna show up.
That'll be the after credits.
No, the after credits is gonna be okay. So here's what. So I am the trailer analyst of the group. You know, everybody knows that about me. And so in the trailer, at the very end, you know, after the thing says November. It cuts to Jim Carrey's Dr. Robotnik with the normal Robotnik's mustache.
Yeah.
Which it was lacking in the earlier parts of the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
That is a scene from probably the very end of the film, or maybe even the after credits, where he's in, I guess, the Sonic dimension or whatever.
Of course, the Sonic dimension.
Yeah.
Our local Sonic lore representative here.
I think it's actually called something else. If I'm being honest, I'm a plebeian compared to some other Sonic lore masters out there. I'm just as close as it gets for you guys.
So I watched some of those trailer reaction videos of people watching it. And every single one that watched it is like, That's a strange place song there. It was like everyone
of course,
collectively
All right,
decided.
I want to point out, like, let's think of places where Gangster's Paradise was used. Like, just think about that. It's literally a song from a movie. The song was made for a movie about, what's the actor's name? What is she? I forget the movie, but it's literally just a teacher. And she's like, you don't have to be a gangster. And then they're like, Gangster's Paradise, bitch. You know, like, that's the movie, and they're stealing it? I'm like, what? What?
Oh, yeah.
It's just so weird.
I'm so excited for this movie.
Dude, I can't wait.
Day one.
Like, dude, Jim Carrey. I'm actually really excited to see Jim Carrey being like classic, just goofy ass Jim Carrey. Like, because he's playing a '90s character, so I'm like, okay. It's just gonna be one of his.
It's a
90s.
time machine.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, dude, this is gonna be
movie's
great.
gonna be such ass.
It feels like it should have came out in the '90s.
Okay, so Stefan, we went and watched Hellboy, and you said Hellboy was gonna be good bad. It wasn't. What do you think of Sonic?
Oh, it's gonna be good bad.
It's gonna be Venom good bad.
It's gonna be Venom good bad. Yeah.
Because it's got James Marsden. James Marsden can sell anything.
Well, I mean, it's if I can compare it to anything, like it looks like a mix between like the Cat in the Hat movie with Mike Myers with Hop with what's his face, the British guy, Ricky Gervais.
No, that's Russell Brand.
Oh, Russell Brand.
Oh my God.
That's what I can mix them as, just tonally.
Yeah.
Cat in the Hat.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, I forgot about that movie. All of these emotions came flying at me, and I'm like, if it's anything like Cat in the Hat, I'll be there day one.
Well, Sonic looks scary. Like his original design
Does
for the movie, just like the Cat in the Hat movie. That freaking Cat in the Hat was terrifying. Like,
Yeah.
I would hate to see him in my
He
room
looks
at
like a
night.
sexual predator.
I think this is even worse than the Cat in the Hat in terms of like, because like Cat in the Hat, it's just like, what? It's not. There's not a lot you can do. I mean, because the drawing of Cat in the Hat
it's literally
is just kind
a cat.
yeah, it's like it is kind of just scary in general. So why would you adapt that to live action or whatever? But this is somehow so much worse because Sonic does not look it in any video game, or I guess there's a couple that it does look weird, but in any video game for the most part, he's like just this little bald guy, not bald, ball guy. So his proportions are like big head, generally small body with like skinny legs and arms, and it's mostly just his head, and because his legs are moving so fast, you don't see him. This is so creepy. It just looks like a man-sized fucking scary-ass Teletubby thing with like a baby mouth.
I think his voice bothers me. Like,
I
would
okay
expect
with it.
his Sonic voice to be like
Sonic
"Ooh,
is.
cool."
I love how fat
yeah,
he
but
is. It's so good.
I mean, it's just weird because it's a human body. It looks like it's like some dude in a suit. That's why it looks like Cat in the Hat. Because it looks like a guy in a suit.
It looks like they put Peter Dinklage in a blue furry suit.
They did, and it's like it's scary, and it doesn't look right. It's so there's something so off. I saw a image where some dude like redid it.
Yeah,
and they
people
made
are
the
redoing
legs
it all the time.
Yeah, they made like the body smaller and the legs go further up. Like they're not. Like they're weird.
Yeah.
He doesn't look like a cartoon is the problem. he looks like a weird.
It looks like someone said, "You know Sonic," and the artist was like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Make him look like a human being, but still like a hedgehog." And he said,
Yeah. And
"What?" And they handed him some shrooms, and he's like, "Don't worry, I got you."
Yeah, and his eyes are way too small. Ugh.
Yeah.
That's what throws
You
me
see,
off.
the only thing I've heard so far is that apparently the Sonic movie director responds, vows to fix design.
Yeah, that was today.
I don't know how they're gonna do that. That movie comes out in like 3 months.
Well, it comes out in November.
Yeah.
November. That is not enough of time to change the entire movie. To make.
Well, they don't have to reshoot anything. They just have to
just
literally go
gotta
back in there.
Yeah, I guess they
change...
just have to pay all their Chinese slaves.
Yeah, no, that's literally it. Like that's why, like, I'm like, okay, you know what? To be honest, that's why I actually am excited to go see the film because if they make, at least they listen. There are so many.
Yeah, that's a good point. At least
companies
they listen.
out there now that'll like they'll release a trailer for a film. I forgot which one it was in the past like year, but there's been 700 of them, so I can't
Batman
tell you.
versus Superman.
Yeah, where it's just like, why, where the, like, people are like, why are you including these? Why does it look that way? And they're like, fuck you, give us money. At least this, they're like, all right, you
Well,
know
I mean,
what?
like, to be fair, like, every other movie has had, like everyone where they're like, oh, Batman vs. Superman looks bad. There's always been people out there to go, nah, it doesn't look that bad. But, like, there's literally no defending this trailer.
I don't think anybody likes the way
It's
Sonic
a
looks.
clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Well,
Speaking of
like,
clusterfucks.
nice transition there.
Thank you.
But
yeah, no. Keep
one
going.
more thing on the Sonic thing is I hate it when they did that whole like first-person point of view, Evil Dead style, where he's running through the forest. It made me so like sick to my stomach. Like, oh god, this is not a nightmare.
Yeah, and did you see on this item? His police cruiser. It's it said Green Hills.
Of course it did, dude. Of course it did. Jesus.
Dude, I can't wait.
Yeah, I'll be there day one.
Yeah, I am. November
right, so-
8th, I think.
Yeah, fucking whatever.
I can't wait, dude.
Great film.
You heard
Great
it here
film, 10 out
first.
of
It's
10.
going to be the highest grossing film.
Yeah,
Fuck
It's
you,
gonna make
There's-
a lot of money.
You know what? It'll definitely be Endgame. It'll
It's
get
gonna
it.
be
Yep.
Endgame.
It'll beat Endgame.
It's gonna
I think it'll make a lot of. I think it'll make Venom amounts of
Oh,
money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll make back its. I definitely. If they
It's-
fix Sonic, it'll
Well, I want
definitely
it to.
do it.
It's
if
the
people
same
fix
audience.
Sonic. Well,
if they
I mean,
fix Sonic,
the Sonic
I want
fan
it to make a
base.
lot of money so they can make a second one.
I want to see the Shadow movie.
To be honest, dude,
Shadow
I do.
the
I want it.
Hedgehog. Yeah, I want to see that one.
Just because it's like, if they... I want
But I
this one
want
to
them
come
to
out
do it
and
the
then
same
to
way
get
they did
feedback.
like Sonic 06, where there's like anime people and hedgehogs
Oh,
everywhere.
God.
Give Shadow a gun.
Yeah, he uses 2 guns.
Give him the free riders board from.
Yes.
Yeah,
See-
they could make the sequels crazy as they wanted to do if they got enough
Dude,
money
the
from
Sonic
this.
cinematic universe is going to be
Oh,
the next
fuck.
big thing.
All right, so Game of Thrones had a new episode Sunday night. And it as we said,
3.
most controversial episode.
Is it?
Oh, by far.
Are we gonna go around and just give our
Yeah,
opinions
let's just
about it?
let's just give opinions.
Who
yeah.
wants to start?
I'll start. Can I start?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I see what, like, I did a lot of research for this because I was like I heard that there, like, people are like, this was ass, and I'm like, I could see that, and then like went back and looked at everything, and then I sat down for like 30 minutes and I just thought about it, and I went, yeah, it's kind of ass, and it's kind of ruined a lot of things for me about Game of Thrones.
I can see that. What do you think, Hunter? He's gone.
No, I'm still here. I enjoyed it, but I definitely there's a lot. I don't think it's my favorite fight I've seen in Game of Thrones. I actually think it's probably, out of all the big battles that have happened, it's probably my least favorite.
Dude,
I agree.
Out of all the sword fights, it's still the worst.
It's yeah, it's my least favorite battle easily.
I still think it was nice and titillating. I like that word. As opposed to the last 2 episodes, which have had nothing.
Oh, fuck
But-
off.
There was a
wasn't-
scene at the very beginning that I freaking loved, and I wish they could have kept the tone.
Is it just
Of
the
that
beginning
scene.
of it? The
Well,
first
what scene?
shot where it's all one shot and they're just tracking everybody?
When the Dothraki go into the darkness,
Oh, no.
God,
I
that
hate
was so
that. I
cool.
hate that for so many more reasons.
I
than-
loved it.
What?
I thought it was amazing.
Okay, no, all right. To be fair, I'm pretty historically accurate when it comes to tactics and shit. I do not like when movies
this is fucking
throw.
Game of Thrones.
No, I do not like when movie. Well, no. And it gets worse if you think about it. Literally, the smartest characters in the world are at Winterfell. The only one who is not the smartest character in the world, or 2, I'd say, are in King's Landing, right? You literally have the most tacticians and strategists ever. And what they decide is to charge zombies? Come on. Come on, that's not how
Yeah,
you
you
use
gotta get
cavalry.
See,
Dothraki dicks, though.
when you don't think about it,
That's just
I mean,
Yeah.
but the Dothraki, they're like professionals in like the long game with the charge. So I can turn my brain off a little bit and
Yeah.
see why they did that. But I just love the effect of Like
I will
all
say
those
it
lights
did look
going out.
cool. It looked cool.
All them
That-
dying.
As
That
long as it's
moment-
not dark as shit, it looked
Did
cool.
his wolf die?
Well, you
No.
just see all the.
They just forgot to CGI him in the rest of the episode.
Okay.
You see him at the
But-
end of the episode just chilling.
Oh,
Just
okay.
the fact that they like. I thought that'd be the tone of the whole episode, where it's like they lose bad. Every
I
force
want
Yeah.
him to.
Yeah,
they
I thought
sent,
it was that too.
they just disappear in the darkness. Like that would have been so terrifying to just think about.
That
But-
was-
Well, all right, so
They never went down there.
one of like the biggest complaints. Did they score?
yeah, Avalanche just... Hey,
The
everybody!
Avalanche
Avalanche
are
just
playing?
scored a goal.
I want to keep it.
That's fucking hilarious.
The Avalanche just scored a goal.
Yeah, so I mean, like the biggest problem is that like this is the apocalypse, right? Like this is the bad shit. This is what what are we in season 7 or 8? I forgot. 8 seasons. 8 season 5 how many books? No, 7 books.
5 books.
Well,
2
new ones are
unpublished.
coming. Yeah. So 7 books are building up to, or I guess 6, and then the 7th one will happen there. Right? This is the big shit. This is the fucking final boss. And it takes 1 episode to defeat them all? It's dumb. It's dumb.
I hate that.
Somebody pointed out to me, like, really, really just fucking dead ass on the eye, or on the head, that the entire reason of the Game of Thrones, right, is that there's the game for the throne. That is just a game. And then there's real life, where everyone has to come together and face the actual death itself, which is the White
Yeah.
Walkers. But death has been defeated halfway through the final season.
I know.
It's fucking retarded. Who cares
It's
about Cersei? We live. Westeros will live to see another fucking winter, or I guess summer. I guess it's
See,
just
I thought the episode would end with them losing and having to
Yeah.
return back.
yeah,
That would have been so much better.
yeah.
It would have
Like-
been.
So I got some quotes I found, and I think they're fucking hilarious. Some of them. All right. One of them. One of the comments was, "Feels like defeating Sauron before defeating Saruman." They existed for eons, and humanity built a wall 700 feet high across 500 miles. Hold on. But apparently a conventional battle and a mediocre assassin is all you need to defeat the Night King. Oh, wait, where's the better quote? Hold on. Yeah, the White Walkers who have existed for eons can raise the dead to fight for them, can raise the dead to fight for them, and nearly wiped out humanity once before are dead. Now it's time to face our true enemy, a snarky drunk woman.
Yeah. Yeah,
Also,
I mean,
yeah, go ahead, because I've been talking.
well, yeah, well, I just one thing, just because it's like, this is just one thing that like I noticed while I was watching it. Just simply, I just like the fact that it is like pretty much 90 minutes of just fucking shit
Darkness
going on. Yeah, well, that's another part I'll get into, but I was still at least entertained by it, which is just, I mean, it's impressive because like I thought like in Endgame at least when it's like 45 minutes of a final fight, like for that to hold my attention,
Yeah.
for this to hold my attention for like 90 minutes, I was like, okay, you know what? It held my attention. I wouldn't say it did a good job at it, but it at least held my attention.
Yeah,
Well,
I
think
definitely
that's the
say
thing.
we were spoiled by Endgame. I definitely
Yeah.
think Disney fucked HBO.
They definitely did.
On their big episode,
Yeah,
Endgame
they
releases.
totally did.
Yeah,
They
Disney
totally-
Disney kind of they put on their little rubber glove, they stuck it up HBO's, and they're like, "You're gonna be
They're
my
like, "What
little
do Yeah.
yeah, you're my bitch now, Mickey Mouse he."
Pretty
I don't
much.
know Mickey Mouse voice, sorry, but yeah, they definitely Endgame spoiled us.
It did.
But even
No, I mean-
if Endgame didn't come out, I would still sit there and be like, "Come on, Return of the
yeah,
King
just-
came out fucking almost 20 almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
More like 15. And
it
it
was
still had a
still better.
way better fight with better CG, honestly.
It did.
And better
Dude, that was-
practical.
That pissed me off so much. The fact that it was all black. I couldn't tell what was going on.
Well, I mean that's kind of a thing that they do to like
Yeah, to
hide
kinda
their bad
hide.
CG.
Yeah.
I, I can see why they did it as far
But
as
it
like
was way too
I
dark.
mean,
Oh, yeah.
thematically, it still kind of works, but yeah, it was too dark. It felt like somebody went in there and was just like, why don't we just turn it down?
Well,
a little
they even came out and said that they turned it down even more than it already was.
Mm.
Well,
So
that's
it
gonna
was
be
it was an effort by HBO or by the people who made it to make it actually physically darker for no
Yeah.
reason.
I mean, it works in some areas, but I think once the fighting starts like really
Yeah.
getting in,
on
then
it.
it's like, what the hell?
It worked for me once when the Dothraki all died, but then after that, I was like getting annoyed with it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I mean, I did like it when they light the trench and they're just standing there at the edge of it, and then
Yeah.
they start throwing their bodies
Yeah.
on. It's like, okay, that's cool,
This-
but
There's some
But-
continuity errors with that, even like
yeah,
because we've been
I
shown
do
that
too.
if you hit a walker with fire, they literally
Like-
catch on fire,
yeah, yeah, it
which
was
doesn't
weird.
make sense, but it's a rule, and then they broke it. I don't mind it. I was like,
Yeah.
whatever, but it is an error.
So, so who's upset about the lack of deaths? I was like,
Oh
I
yeah.
am.
Oh
I
my
really
God.
wanted them to kind of.
And they only killed some of my favorite characters, not like characters I
Yeah.
didn't care about.
Well,
I mean, to be
It's
fair,
like-
they were done, like it was over, but like it was like
Yeah.
very odd who they killed.
well, the
It
people
was.
that there's times where they should have died.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
Sam
should
Tarly,
have been dead fucking eons ago.
He was crying and laying on the floor,
Yeah.
stabbing a zombie,
It was so weird.
and even Brienne was tackled by like,
Dude, every character was
By, like,
tackled by
7
like
of 'em?
5.
There were so many times.
and Jamie, like he's not a good fighter anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
How is he still alive? Or just little things like that, like
Yeah,
that you
there's
think about,
just-
and
yeah.
you're like,
It all
I don't
it all
know.
it was kind of it's kind of done this like the straw that broke the camel's back. Like cuz you're
Yeah.
watching and you're like, "Well, that was dumb." Like why did like one of the big complaints, I just realized I spelled Night King wrong. I spelled it like Knight, not like night.
Oh, well.
And it's kind of distracting me, but the Night King, he like does a whole like he literally blows down one of Winterfell's walls with dragon fire and then walks to Bran.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Wow, you're really smart, aren't you, buddy?" He puts on his little I'm retarded. I'm retarded, please be patient. I have autism hat, and he goes to see Bran.
Well, there was a scene though, I liked it where he had that smirk.
When he gets roasted.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's all like, "Not today."
Just the smirk he had, I was like,
It's a memeable
I
one.
loved it.
That
I know.
shit-eating grin that he had. Like, you can't get me.
Well, actually, someone pointed out that Valyrian steel can only be made by dragonfire. Dragonstone can only be made by dragonfire, and those kill White Walkers in the Night King, but not actual dragonfire. Okay, check.
All right. Yeah.
All right, makes sense to me. Mm-hmm.
Dude, those dragons. Why didn't
Yeah.
they use them? It just felt like they were just. It was weird.
It was.
I will. s-
I don't
I
know.
was on the edge of my seat watching it.
Oh
'cause
yeah, no, I
was-
definitely was.
I was still thinking they were gonna kill off all these characters, and it was gonna be a huge tragedy, like Red Wedding.
I
style.
got to
That's-
when they got inside the castle and she lit the trench, and I said, "No other characters are gonna die," which I was wrong. Two did. 2 out of
How many
thousands.
totally died.
But I mean, once
Four.
Not the Belmonts. The
Beric Dondarrion died,
He
that was a
died.
big death.
who's Beric Dondarrion?
I was sad.
The guy with
The
the
eye
fun-
patch.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot about him. Yeah,
Dude,
he
that
died.
sucked when he died.
Eh.
Jorah.
He'll come back the
to
next
death.
episode.
Dude, I was actually that did suck about
Jorah.
Sir Jorah. I love him.
Yeah, that was a pretty, especially because he basically, like, that episode finished his arc,
It did.
and
yeah.
he died, and I was like, oh, that's a pretty good death for him. Like in
Yeah.
Game of
I like-
Thrones, that was probably the best death you could have, fighting for your
It probably
queen,
was. Yeah,
Yeah.
fighting for,
for who he loved. I mean, really,
Pretty
for who he
much.
loved,
yeah,
you know.
he did. Yeah. That's what
Um,
I love it. He was so
And then
noble.
the fucking best actor in the whole fucking show died. Oh, that little
The
girl.
Little girl?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bel-
dude.
their name's not Belmont. I'm just thinking of fucking Castlevania.
Mormont.
Mormont,
Mormont.
yeah. Yeah, the Mormont
So both
girl
the whole Mormont family
Oh,
is
they're
dead.
done.
Yeah, they're done.
But-
Bear Island, who's gonna
That
who's
was
gonna be
so
the
badass when she just stabs him in the eye. God.
See, I thought that was a little fan servicey, but I
It
still
was.
liked it.
I
was
liked
like,
it though. I liked it because it was fan servicey.
I
I'm
was
glad
like,
they didn't just
thank
kill her
you.
off screen.
no,
Yeah.
I wanted to see it, and it.
Yeah, she definitely took like this. She like when she was
She had
on
the best
screen, you were like, "Holy shit,
Yes.
she's gonna be a
Yeah.
fucking act. She is going to be an actor when she grows up."
Oh yeah.
Oh
dude.
yeah.
Who else died? Melisandre died.
Not
That
well.
was,
All
yeah.
the characters that I thought would die died. So
Yeah,
it wasn't.
Yeah.
I wanted
but
to
no,
see some
no,
big,
yeah, nobody important
some
died.
big hitters.
Dude,
Also,
not even Grey
hold on.
Worm. I thought Grey Worm was gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there was
Well,
definitely.
I
I
was
was sitting there and I'm like,
prepared.
"Oh, he's dead," and he was like sitting there. I'm like, "Oh, he's dead now," and I'm like,
It would have
Is
been
he gonna
so
die?
good if he died. I
Yeah, it
actually
would've
thought
been
it would have
better.
been
It'd been
really
good
good.
drama.
Because there's this part where he like looks and he's like, "Shit, I don't want to go back out there, but I have to for." I was like,
See, I
that's
would've-
cool.
I would have thought that would have made it like 5 times better
If he
if
died,
Grey
yeah.
Worm died.
Yeah,
Just kill off some more characters.
yeah,
That's
I-
what
I
I.
hate
That's
that
all I
we're-
wanted.
yeah. I hate the set we're going into the final 3 episodes with a full, because we do need less people.
"Oh
Let's
yeah,
be honest.
there's still
We need
too
less
many.
people.
There's
Oh, yeah,
still too
Theon
many
died.
characters." He had the shittiest death in the world. Talk
He
about
did.
like literally
yeah.
just being like, it was so like I can't believe that girl
God.
got all that fan service and all he got was like. And somebody pointed this out to me. Armor means nothing in this fucking show anymore. Remember in the first season when fuck, we just talked. Fuck, I forgot his name. The guy who fights for Cersei.
Jorah?
Not.
Yeah.
Jorah. Whatever.
Yeah, he just takes that.
Yeah, he takes a Dothraki sword to the fucking abdomen, but he's wearing plate armor. So he just literally executes that dude. And when he dies, he gets stabbed by a fucking stone knife
Yeah.
through the plate armor. And
Yeah.
then someone pointed that out, and I was like, that scene's ruined. That just got Last Jedi'd.
You're totally right, dude.
And then that happened to Theon too. Did you think he was stabbed through the spear side? Nope, he was stabbed through the wood side.
Yeah, because he broke the spear.
Yeah, and
you're
then he
right.
stabbed him with the wood side, and I'm like, that scene is ruined. Oh, it's so funny to think about, like, how what is it? How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah.
Literally, Game of Thrones was invented because it wanted to break the trend, and now it's literally the trend.
Well, that's just the sad truth of the matter.
Yeah.
It's just like as popular as this thing got.
It got Simpsons,
Oh yeah.
where Simpsons was supposed to be making fun of everything, and now it's what people
live
make
long
fun
enough
of.
to see
Yeah,
yourself.
become the villain.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Whoa, dude.
Well, dude, you guys are like psychic, or it's just like a really popular quote. So let's get to the ending, where the Night King dies and Arya Stark ninjutsus her way.
It was badass. I was
No.
cool with that.
No.
I liked it.
Did you see how many fucking White Walkers that she had to jump across?
Well, yeah, that's why I was like, that's cool. It's just like
yeah,
how
but
fast
she's
she is.
never shown that. But it's a very Deus Ex Machina way of killing the Night King.
That's all she's ever been, dude.
So
Ever
I
since
would
she
have.
got her assassin powers, that's
Well,
all
alright,
she's
so
ever been.
let me,
Deus Ex Machina.
Let me oh wait, what's this picture? Oh fuck, okay, it's still open.
I don't know. I'm fine with that. I like her.
Okay, no, all right. So
Badass.
here's maybe I'll say that afterwards. Oh, we didn't say spoilers. Sorry.
Well, everyone watches the show.
Everyone's already seen the show.
Put
But
it in the description.
yeah, spoilers. But yeah, like it kind of pissed me off because I was like, oh, Jon Snow's gonna have to get through there. Oh, and maybe Arya Stark will help out, and then maybe the Hound. And I thought I thought there was gonna be a really big battle or something, because the version I was watching had the HBO after, and I didn't know how long the actual episode was, and so I was like, oh, there's gonna be another big sword fight. It's gonna be super cool, because they definitely fucked Jon over this episode.
They did.
No
He
matter
didn't
what you do,
anything.
he did fucking shit all.
Dude, yeah, and it would have been so good if he was the one to.
Okay, yeah. So let me pull this up. I guess I'll have to do it here. This is
Like it makes so much
This-
sense.
alright,
'cause
so
he's
I'm
been
gonna
the
read
main
something.
person that's like, we need to fight the
oh
Night
yeah,
King.
and he's
Like,
been
the
watching,
entire
and they've been
time.
eyeing
He's been
each
the
other.
same-
Yeah,
yeah.
and they even eyed each other in
Now
the
I'm pissed.
episode.
Now I'm pissed.
Yeah, they fucked Jon. But let me take it a step further. they actually tried to subvert our expectations with the Arya thing. I'm shitting you not. This is all right, so I'm reading something right now. Speaking to Entertainment Weekly, Maisie Williams explained that she didn't know it was her character, Arya Stark, who was going to kill the Night King until the table read. Also, because she was in the dark about it until then, everyone acted weird toward her. However, when she finally read it for the first time, she was conflicted. It was so unbelievably exciting, or quote, it was so unbelievably exciting, quote, Williams told EW. But I immediately thought that everyone would hate it, that Arya doesn't deserve it. The hardest thing is in any series is when you build up a villain that's impossible to defeat, and then you defeat them. It has to be intelligently done, otherwise people are... Oh, fuck, sorry. It was to be intelligently done because otherwise people are like, quote within a quote, well, the villain couldn't have been that bad when some 45-kilogram girl comes in and stabs him. You gotta make it cool. And then I told my boyfriend, and he was like, should be John, though, really. Shouldn't it?
Is that real?
That's a real quote. That's a real quote from Maisie Williams.
If that's real, that's crazy.
No.
Yeah.
That's just like Luke.
Oh no, someone fucked up.
They Ryan Johnson that episode.
Someone really fucked up.
And even then, even if it wasn't John, I have a way better character that would have subverted expectations and would have made like a Song of Ice and Fire. You know how like that has to do with like you could relate that with half the shit in the show. Why didn't Jaime kill the Night King?
I can see that.
Imagine the pun with the Night Slayer or with a King Slayer.
Even like
there's so many like different characters you could have chose.
they're just so I don't know.
Well, like her plot has had nothing to do with the White Walkers.
No,
like everyone else's plot has not everyone else's,
off.
but like even Jaime. Jaime has his character has changed because of the White Walkers because of the Night King.
Yeah, he said like I'm here to fight for the living and I intend to keep that promise.
Yep.
Like
Jon Snow has been all about it.
Wait, now what? Wait, now that does that mean Jaime's gonna be like, all right? well,
yeah.
Go back to screwing
someone
my
else
sister.
said that. So, yeah, someone else said that they should imprison Jaime right now because he no longer has commitment to anybody there. He's gonna go back to he's gonna go back for his kid. No, he's gonna go back for his kid and for his sister.
Does he know he has a kid?
Yeah.
I could see him killing Cersei though.
Yeah. It'd be
the Queen Slayer. That's kind of what they're setting up here.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see, but like
I don't know.
If you wanted to subvert my expectations, at least think about it a little bit.
3 episodes left.
Oh, this is another quote I liked. The White Walkers were less effective than Walter Frey. Oh my God.
I can understand her killing the Walter Frey.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Well, that was in the book, wasn't it?
No,
I guess it
but
wasn't.
I mean, it makes
but
sense.
Yeah,
like,
it's literally
made it to the Red Wedding and couldn't save her family.
Yeah,
no, that
it was part of her plot. But this is like she literally didn't know what a White Walker was until last episode.
Yeah, and she's like, "I'm gonna go kill it."
And then and she has this quote about like killing people with blue eyes, and I'm like, I thought that was about like one of the family she's killed because like I thought she's killed people with all of those colors eyes, except for people with colored blue eyes. Which no, she has green eyes. Never mind. Cersei, I meant. My bad. It's just weird, and they did it wrong.
Yeah, now that I think about it more,
that's what I'm
Brendan,
saying.
I didn't do
if
what
you
you did.
think about it,
think about it. I didn't think about it after I watched the episode. I was like, okay, cool. That was a cool.
Well,
fight.
it's because like every Game of Thrones, or I guess for like 6, 7, 8, has just been kind of like me watching it, being like, ugh, and I think about it and I go ugh, and then I go to the next episode. I always like to think about what I just saw and think, because like I don't know, I don't watch a lot of TV, so I watch it like movies.
Yeah.
After a movie, I sit there and I go, okay, I understand what the writer was doing there, the cinematographer, director, that actor, and I think about it. But with like TV shows, you don't really want to. I don't know. That's why I liked episode 2 so much, is because the more I thought about it, the more I loved it.
Yeah, same here. I mean, the episode that they were hyping up was 3, and that was all about 2 was hyping up 3, and it just all that hype just fell flat for me.
Well, yeah, especially because everybody accepted they died, and everybody who accepted they were gonna die didn't die.
Yeah.
See, I would have loved that.
Oh my God, you're so
Like,
right.
I was thinking everyone in that room that was,
Like, could you
talking
imagine,
about
like,
their
With the
stories.
exception of a few.
yeah, like, could you imagine if Brienne, Tarth, and Jamie are sitting there, and what's his name, the squire, just died in front of them, and they're like,
Podrick?
yeah, and they're sitting there, and they're like, fuck, and they're like, you ready? And they like bro fist or something, and then they just go and start fucking hacking shit up and die. Like, that would have been, oh my God.
That's why I was so exhilarated by the Dothraki scene, because just how quickly they killed him, I'm like,
Dude,
they're
yeah,
gonna be
like,
killing
yes.
everyone quickly, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
brutal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
dude.
it literally felt like they were like, oh shit, the North is really powerful. We should weaken them with the fucking Winter Army. Well, now they
That
have
was
no
literally it.
Unsullied and they have no Dothraki. How are you gonna fight Cersei now? Hee hee.
That's literally the whole point of the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Of the
Yeah.
episode.
Like the plot, like the entire series has not been about who is on the Game of Thrones. It is about life versus death. It is about facing death in the face, putting aside our petty differences, our kingdoms and shit, and just going to fucking war for life. You know, instead of backstabbing each other and being in politics,
dude.
we should
These
fight for the
goddamn-
real life.
These White Walkers from the first episode have been like, oh yeah, dude, here they come, and they're all wiped out in one episode.
Yeah.
They
Well,
didn't.
even,
They
like-
literally didn't do anything besides that.
Even characters that made mistakes in the episode, like, that's usually a big sign in the early season die, but they lived.
Well, yeah, fucking Daenerys, she just sits on her dragon while zombies are flooding her dragon. And she's just watching Jon Snow's ass, and she's like, God damn, I love that ass. And, like, zombies are just killing her dragon. She's like, yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
ass.
I mean, that should have.
That's
that should've been the
America's
death of
ass.
That's America's ass.
Or, I
If you
guess
haven't seen Endgame, that's a reference.
that's the North's ass.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
But, you know, it's just stupid.
it was frustrating.
It is. It's more frustrating. That's what I feel like. Is like I was like, oh, Jon Snow, what are you gonna do now? Like he hasn't been in politics, so he's gonna be useless. Fucking
you're right.
useless. And he was like, he's
send
just
him
one of my
back to the
favorite.
wall.
Yeah, he would go back to the wall. Like right now, if you asked him, you're like, you get to be king of the wall, he'd be like, fuck yeah, and he'd just go.
He just does it.
He'd
'cause
do his
he's
duty.
Just a bro. Yeah.
It's really funny that he is the most, like, out of all of his children, he is the most Rob Stark. Or not
Yeah.
Rob.
he is.
Ned,
Ned.
yeah, he's the most Ned Stark out of all of the children.
Yeah.
And even, to be argued, though, Sansa is the most Catelyn out of all of them.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, totally.
yeah.
Although, what the fuck is Braun? What the fuck does he
Bran.
do?
Dude, I don't know. He
Bran.
was warging
does he
for, like,
do?
half the episode, and all he was doing
Yeah,
was
but what
flying
did
in
he
crows
do?
looking at shit.
What did he do?
He's just a meme.
He had the crow eyes, and he was just like binoculars.
Yeah,
He's
it was
just like-
just dumb. Ooh. He's like, look at the right king, and look over here, and what's going on over there?
What's the point of it? I
get
was
it.
like,
Like,
I
he
get
didn't
it,
help
though.
anyone.
Does he
He
do
didn't
anything
even
else
help
cool?
anybody.
I thought he was gonna have some magical abilities that were badass, but no, he doesn't do
Yeah, I
anything.
thought he was gonna get out of the chair and fight the White King or the
Dude,
Night King
he's
or
not
something.
that cool.
He's not
I
that
gotta-
cool.
If I was Bran, though, I would do that. I would be like, yeah, I'm gonna turn into a crow and fly around for my last hours.
Yeah,
You'd
well,
be
I
like,
mean,
yeah.
It's it's just such a weird scene that I feel
is.
like I feel like sometimes George R. R. Martin said something, like he was like very descriptive of his words, and they were like, that sounds cool, and then they like tried to film it but without the word part.
yeah, that's right.
And so
It just
Bran
ended
was
up-
probably like talking about something, and he was like, oh, he was describing shit as it was going on and like some other shit, and they're just like, yeah, let's just have birds fly around and see the Night King. Yeah, that's cool.
And that's it. And that's all we do for
What the
him.
fuck? Yeah, it's so silly. It's silly.
It is. Well, I think we've come to a consent.
Oh, wait, hold on. Is anybody else mad that the
It's not
fucking
bad.
people in the crypts came back to life?
Dude, I was like, they just bones. They just bones, Sydney.
See, I thought like I read somewhere where it's like Cersei,
Sorry.
like the White Walker that they brought to King's Landing, couldn't break through the box, but these White Walkers that have been in the crypt for like
Can break through
1,000
solid
years.
stone.
Exactly.
That's right. That was
Oh,
so
all
annoying.
right. I'll be right back. The cat's trying to get in. I gotta go scare him.
Pause.
Dude, that was so
No,
annoying.
it's fine. You guys keep talking.
What else? Yeah, I mean, I had fun watching it.
I mean, I did enjoy it. I think it held my attention.
was-
I thought there were some cool parts, but
It was fantasy bullshit that I
Yeah.
loved, but you know, if I think about the lore and really go deep into analyzing it, it
Thought
really
it
does
really
bother
falls
me.
apart. Yeah.
But
Dude, more than anything, it pisses me off they use the fucking cavalry to... I would be fine with everything else if they just didn't use the cavalry to charge.
Yeah.
That just, like...
I don't know.
Like, I know it was a cool scene and all, but it was just like, that's so dumb. That's not how you use those. And they even used them right in the season 7, so, like... it's just progressed in slowly but surely downwards.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'll be here for the next 3 episodes.
I
Yeah.
will.
Pete, we can
gotta
bitch.
Finish it. Yeah.
We'll bitch,
But
but we'll still watch
we'll be
it.
back.
Yeah.
It's expensive, high, big budget television.
I
Yeah.
wonder how they're gonna like corral this little clusterfuck into a fucking ending.
Oh, it's gonna be pretty formulaic and safe.
So
If
they're
it
gonna
fits
go
this
back in time to rebuild all the Infinity Stones.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're gonna build. It's gonna be a time heist. They're gonna go back and kill the Night King in the fucking first stage or whatever.
That's right. They're gonna go back to season 1. They're gonna be sneaking around at King's Landing, and you'll see Ned walking around like, oh, you know.
You know, you gotta shut up because you might be giving them ideas. You know, if you would have told me this, if you showed me this episode when I was watching the 3rd season, I'd literally be like, "Oh, that's fan fiction. There's no way that's real."
That's fanfiction. This ain't the same show.
I no, literally. I want to go back and like because we own 2, 5, 6, and 7. So I just want to go back by 1, 3, 4, and go
Yeah.
watch the first 5 seasons or so because I remember 6 and 7 and 8 pretty well. And I just want to go back, rewatch those, and be like, fan fiction. Like honestly, when this season 8 ends, people are gonna buy the books and like literally wait for them to come out. Like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is the best time. George R. R. Martin
I-
should be releasing those books. Like, he should mention that, like, the next book's coming out mid-summer because people buy the shit out of his books, read the shit out of his books, read this new one, and be like, I can't wait to see how he ends it. Because I don't know what the fuck the writers were doing for the show.
I feel like though George R. R. Martin secretly liked all the decisions that the writers of the HBO were doing for seasons 6, 7, and 8, because then it would make sense. Like, oh, people are gonna be dissatisfied with the final product, so they're gonna come to me, and I'm gonna get so many copies sold.
Oh, I know he's been dissatisfied with how they've been handling the TV show for a while because he won't comment on it anymore.
Well,
Literally,
that-
he'll tweet about different shows. He won't
Well, I
even
think
he
he's-
won't even talk about his own goddamn TV show.
yeah,
The Last
He's
Kingdom.
gonna be happy with the money.
He was
though.
talking about The Last Kingdom instead of season 7. He's like, "Yeah, you guys should go watch this. It's pretty good." And everyone's like, "What about Game of Thrones?" And he's like, "Huh?"
Oh yeah, that show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you have anything more to say?
God bless you, Martin. Please try hard. Please write something better. Because after
Yeah.
this is done, I'm going to start reading... Well, actually, probably when he announces when the last book will be released, I'll
Yeah.
start reading the books.
That'll be in about 7 years when the the next book comes out.
Well, no, 7 years from today, the next book will come out. And then 7 years from that day, he'll die.
How old is George R. R. Martin?
Well, he's not even that old, really. People make jokes, but... Is Hunter gone?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Well, I mean, he's not gone.
Oh.
He's taking a shit.
He couldn't wait? Sorry about that. He has poop problems. Let's see, how old is... He's 71, so he could die in 10 years. Oh, it says right there, age 70. Shit. God damn
70
it.
for what?
George R. R. Martin is 70 years old.
So we suspect that
He'll die before the last book's written. I mean, to be fair, he has a lot on his plate now. You know, like, you know, when you're writing the beginning of a story, you can, you know, you just have to set up characters and stuff, and you don't really have to care, you know, you can just, you have them on their little journey, but then you have that problem almost near, when you get near the end of a story, where you're like, fuck, I gotta wrap shit up. You know, he's probably sitting there thinking, like, he's like, oh my god, I'm just burping all the time.
He planned on just riding this train out forever, but then they started making the shows.
You know, he probably, well, I mean, like, the last 2 books that he released were supposed to be one book. And then he said for this next book, he doesn't want to put it in 2 different volumes, so it has to fit into one book. But he still has to write, well, so the last 2 books were about Westeros and Esteros.
I know, it's so frustrating. Like,
Yeah.
he should just conclude the Song of Ice and Fire, but instead he just does his little tangent and
Yeah, his little
the
world
Targaryen
building book.
spin-off book. And it's like, you're wasting time.
I think in his soul he still wants to be Tolkien, but
Yeah.
he's never gonna put enough time into it.
No.
Like fucking Tolkien spent the last 30 years of his life making Middle Earth. You can have historians for Middle Earth. Fucking historians. Like, if you try to pick up the Silmarillion, I'm trying to read that. That's literally
Is that
his.
the new one?
No, that's the book that it was the last one released, but it's needed to understand. It's like it's in the first age, while Lord of the Rings is at the end of the third age.
Oh, right.
So it's literally like elves and Morgoth and Balrogs and
hell yeah,
gods and trees and shit. It's bonkers, is what I'm saying. And there's historians. There's there's timelines. There's crazy shit happening. There's 2 different languages.
This is madman.
He was a madman, and I love him for it. But goddamn, George R. R. Martin can't be that cool.
No.
It's just impossible. He doesn't have enough time left. I hate to be the cup is empty, but he's fucking 70 years old, and the way he lives his life, he ain't seeing 100.
You're right, dude.
So,
I hate
you
to
think
be
there's
fancy.
like
KFC gravy every day.
if there's like a health concern and they're like, George R. R. Martin is in critical condition, do you think all the fans would be like, no, it's the last book?
Yeah,
think-
I'm coming out.
I think some
Or
people will
they
meme and like
actually
start
concerned.
sending him salads and shit.
Yeah. No, they would.
Oh. If
They
you
kidnap
like,
him
you
and
know,
then make
the
him-
worst part is like when you're unhealthy, like fat wise, it's a heart attack, and heart attacks can just take you overnight. No preparation, nothing. If he doesn't get these books out, he's dead. He's gonna die, and everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my god, what a cunt!"
They're all gonna be mad at him. You
Oh,
wasted
yeah.
your time.
Oh, people will be pissed. Pissed. Oh my goodness.
And it's sad though, because if he finished his books, people would be actually upset about his death. But now they're like,
But if he finished his
upset
books
about the
and then
books.
died, they'd be like, "All right, that was thanks for
he
giving
was a
us
great
your
author."
last gift." Yeah, he was a great
No,
author.
I think nobody will care. They'll just
But-
be playing with the new toys.
They're just playing with the
Or
new
reading the new
toys.
books, rather.
well, and then if oh man, I don't know. What time are we at?
I don't
About
know, I haven't
50,
been counting
almost
yet.
50 minutes and 3 minutes.
Ah.
3 minutes till 50.
I think we're kind of done.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
There's
been
not a
kind of
lot.
just
Oh.
bullshitting
What was the other stuff? There's another thing I was thinking about.
while you're pooping.
Oh, Borderlands 3. Did you guys know?
What about it? Epic Store, it sucks. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
It looks cool.
I'm just excited.
I won't play it, but
Rock on.
I've
God,
never
no.
liked those games.
Yeah, no, I could
Alright.
only get like 10, 15 minutes into them.
I think I fell asleep while playing the second one
There you
with
go.
you guys. I think I was playing with Hunter,
do that.
and then like you're like,
Oh,
Stefan,
yeah.
Stefan, wake up.
Yeah.
I was like, remember that?
That did happen. I think,
That's fucking hilarious.
'cause- yeah, dude, I do remember that.
You were screaming in the mic, and I was just like,
Oh, I totally do remember that. Cause,
Well,
like,
that's
you were
like the
just
time I
sitting-
fell asleep when we were waiting for a raid in Destiny.
That was great, dude.
And I wake up and I'm all dazed and confused. I'm like, where am I? What time is it? And I look up and I see like you guys are in like a 5-man party. I'm like, raid, and I click join and shit. You guys are halfway done with it already.
Dude, I totally remember that. You're like, guys, I was just asleep. It's like, what?
Sleep. It's funny shit, dude.
All right.
Yeah, so that's I guess that's our signing out. That's been
Frosty.
Hunter and Stefan, figure it out. And I've been Brendan, the most important. No, I'm just kidding. It's Stefan. He's the most important.
He does it all.
He does it all. If it weren't for him, we wouldn't be here.
It's true.
Yeah, all right. This has been Down Out Podcast. See you when Game of Thrones isn't bad anymore.